Hey guys, Westy here. I've got some exciting news. I've just been down to my local hobby shop and picked up a brand spanking new Goblin 630. Awesome, man. So I've actually opened it a little bit to have a bit of a sneak peek. Anyway, I thought I'd, yeah, so man, I'm wrapped. Absolutely wrapped. I've got a set of Align servos as well. I've got 3 615s and 1 tail servo 655 servo. Nice looking servos too. So yeah, basically I've got the airframe and the servos here, and that's pretty much it. A few bits that I ordered as well. Another job, but yeah, basically it's a pretty mean machine, man. This little box here's got all your screws and nuts and bolts and everything in it. It's all bagged. It's pretty, got your belts, everything in there. We've got your carbon frames in here, I'm guessing. I'll sand those later on. Some sandpaper. Got your manual. Very good details in there. We've got in here, we've got our canopy. It's a beautiful canopy. Look at that. Mean, man. Beautiful. Unbelievable. And it's huge. It's actually bigger than I thought it was. So yeah, in there we've got your blade holder. Cast this into a safe area out of the way so it won't get trampled by the crowds. In this box here we've got the blades, main blades, and the tail blades, and we've got the tail boom, man. That is just massive. I mean, that's as long as my arm. It's unbelievable. This is going to be huge. I'm really looking forward to this, man. What else we got in here? Oh, we've got a carbon rod in here for your, I'd say it's for your tail rod. Plus in here, in this little box down here, which is well packaged, it's got all of the gear, and it's all shrink wrapped into the, which I think is cool, man. Like, there's all the head gear, all shrink wrapped in a nice solid package. And the next one down we've got the tail gear, all still all shrink wrapped, beautiful. Then we've got the transmission assembly, looks like all the transmission assembly gears, and then we've got the transmission itself. Main transmission plates, servo holder and everything. So I'm going to get into building this puppy. So yeah, I'm just wickedly wrapped. It's just awesome, man. I finally sold my T-Rex 600 DFC that I converted to a guy, and he came over and picked that up last night, so I was straight on and grabbed. I've got a whole lot of other stuff coming. I've got an Icon controller coming. I've got a DX7S coming. I've got a Scorpion 4035 560 coming. I've got, what else have I got? I've got a voltage regulator for my servos. I've got just a whole heap of stuff. It's on its way. So yeah, I'm into it, guys. Cheers. Okay, I've got the frame together. It's taken me, I don't know, an hour or so, maybe two, I don't know, time flies when you're having fun. So it's just a frame and the skids, battery tray and battery protector plate, which is the one at the top. And yeah, it's actually quite big, so excellent. Cheers guys. Hey guys, Westy here. I just wanted to give you a bit of a rundown on where I'm at with my 630 Goblin. I've spent probably around about 4 hours, 4.5 hours so far on it. It's a pretty good, pretty decent setup really. I'm impressed with the engineering, that's for sure. Absolutely. I haven't got anything but the servos and the actual airframe at the moment. I'm waiting on a whole heap of parts. But yeah, the frame's nice and light, really light. And it's quite big. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be actually. Yeah, I'm just a wrap with it. I did have a couple of things that I wanted to that weren't clear in the instructions that you know, just in case someone's building one. With the transmission assembly, in the instructions it actually doesn't tell you. It actually shows this bolt here underneath is the one to leave out, because it only shows 3 bolts, one, and there's 2 at the front, to mount these 4 stabilising stud, or the spacer studs. There's 1, 2, there's one on my thumb there, the big silver ones, and there's 2 on that side, 1 there and 1 at the back there. Basically, this screw here is the one that you have to leave out. So the one on the left rear side of the frame assembly. Okay, that's something I had to pull out and put back in. So there's just one thing there. Everything else is pretty straightforward. I've never had any trouble with. Well, make sure you take all the inflow out of the main shaft by pushing down on the shaft and actually pushing that collar up, and then just double checking it by, you know, just checking, see if you've got any lift up and down. The other thing that I found, what else did I find? No real dramas with the frame at all. There was nothing that I couldn't really understand with that. That was pretty straightforward. The one thing that I did have a reasonable amount of trouble with is mounting the little hook L bracket for the slider for your push rod for your tail servo. That was a bit of a pain to get in actually. I threaded it outside of the heli of the tail and then put it back in, and it was still quite hard to get together. So that's just one thing. And on the tail section in here, there's a spacer that's going to be going into it. And what it's going to, here it is here, I've got 2 of the spacers in here. And what I've done is I've actually Loctited one of them halfway. I've screwed it. Basically it comes with 2 of the, 3 of these basically, threaded, just little threaded rods. Okay, now what you've got to do is, what I've done here is I've screwed this in halfway and then Loctited it and left it, or thread locked it and just left it there to go off. And what I'm going to do, what they want you to do is screw the 2 alloy components back together like so, right in together once it's screwed on, and then put it inside this assembly here, and it goes along the top here at the back, and then screw it out until it touches the side so it's a nice solid surface, and then put CA glue in there. But I'm just going to put thread lock on the other side once I've got it in place. Let that go off, and then I'm going to start working on. I'll put the threads through, because these 2 components here, they screw on the outside of these, and that's when then your nuts go on the outside, and then that bolts into your chassis. I think. I haven't actually worked out how that goes together. But it's pretty well thought out. All the head and assembly was all assembled apart from the drop arms for the heli itself, for the swash plate. The only thing I had to do was put the swash plate balls on, so that was all good. The tail assembly was all assembled, just the actual assembly itself, and the feathering shafts and everything was all assembled. All I had to do was basically put it together, put the tail together, the tail fin together, put the frame together and everything. But yeah, it's a pretty good build actually. I'm enjoying it. It's actually come together really fast. I haven't actually had anything to do with these as far as assembly goes. I've certainly looked at them a lot, but it's just such an impressive, for me personally. I mean, even the detail here, you can't see it, but it's actually, that there is actually risen up. That's actually raised up with a big sticker, I think it's a big sticker, and then it actually looks like it's resined over the top, and it gives you quite a cool 3D look. Even in here, it gives you a 3D, it looks like a hole, but it's actually carbon fibre in there, and that's actually indented in. It's really quite cool. So this kind of reminds me of a dragonfly's tail, you know, a big whipping dragonfly's tail. But man, it's a lot. It seems to be a lot longer than a T-Rex 600 anyway. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, guys. So if you have been thinking about one of these, one thing that it does mention in the book is this actual assembly here is going to be tight. Like, it's going to feel rough, okay, because it's set up, in the book it says that it's set up with a zero clearance so that it can actually bed in. So this gear will actually bed into it. So run a bit of silicone grease or silicone spray on that to help it lubricate as it beds in. Apart from that, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, no, it's really nice. So I'm going to carry on working on the tail here and finish the instructions are really clear. You know, they give you suggestions on anything that's going to be a bit tough, and because I haven't actually done anything on this, I'll just have to persevere through it. But it's pretty straight. I mean, all of this stuff here is pretty straightforward with a normal heli. So the one thing I do like about the 500 over these though is that the 500 actually have the push rod for the tail inside the boom, you know, and that just looks mean. Having nothing outside of the heli apart from the tail rotor hanging out the back is just awesome. I think that was a bold move and a fantastic move by SAB anyway. So yeah, this is the Goblin build, Westie style, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So thanks for tuning in, guys.